Now, the discussion for our issue today is how Ministry of Education, MOE, managed the issue of teaching the math and science in English language. So, since in the beginning, our country have always faced this problem where we need to teach the students in English language for subject math and science. But the thing is, students did not have the skills to use English language in the subject math and science. This is because most of the students in Malaysia use their mother tongue ethnic language, which is either is a Malay, Chinese, or Tamil. Since these three races is the main race in Malaysia, this issue involving all the students in Malaysia, which is from the primary school, middle school, and also university student, and also high school too. Basically, all the students under the government school. It's not only the students who are affected by it, but also teachers are also affected by it. This is because teachers also require the skill for them to teach the students. Now we go to the next discussion, which is the PPSMI, or Pembelajaran dan Pengajaran Matematik dan Sains dalam Bahasa Malay English. So, it is an implementation of policy that are introduced by Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, which is the fourth Prime Minister at that time. He the one implemented it in 2002. Involving all the students in Malaysia, and reason for this establishment is because English nowadays is an intermediate language, especially in science and technology development, which that will lead to the opportunities for national progress when the medium of instruction is mostly recorded in English. So, unfortunately, PPSMI has already disbanded in 2012 because of the inadequacies in the usage of language between teachers and students.
Planning is a thinking process of necessary activities. It is the basic of management function. There are three types of planning. First, operational planning that's been divided into two, which is single-use plan and extended plan. Second type of planning is strategic planning, and the last one is tactical planning. The first issue is the deterioration of academic achievement. To solve this issue, Ministry of Education has lined that only the chosen, interested and qualified school will involve in this program. Besides, Ministry of Education will provide examination paper in dual language for the students in the DLP classes. The second issue is teachers shortage. In order to solve this issue, the teachers who teach the DLP classes must be the teachers with option of science and mathematics. However, the teachers without those options can teach too, with condition they must have at least 1 year experience in teaching mathematics and science. They must have SM English achievement, at least honor or any that equal to it. The third issue is the unfit approach. In order to solve this issue, the DLP program must get parents' agreement. Besides, the school who want to open the DLP classes must have at least 15 students. And the last one is the DLP classes must not affect other students who learn English, who learn mathematics and science in their mother language or national language.
The next one is organizing. What is organizing? Organizing is the way of work that arranged and allocated among the members of the organization so that the goals can be effectively achieved. There are four main points that involves in organizing. The first one is delegating activities, dividing work specifically, clarifying authority between individual and group, and the last one is combining group activities into a logical subdivision or department. After we understand the definition of organizing, we must know what the importance of organizing. Basically, organizing is important to improve the skills of organization members as they carry out the specialist activities. Next, to assure the use of organization resources efficiently, and then to avoid duplication of work to minimize the cost, and lastly, to encourage everybody as his or her own rules to attain their organizational goals. Next, let's find out how MOE planned their strategy to organizing the DLP in STEM subjects issues. MOE using the span of control as their concept of organizational structure, which is the employees that related are reporting about how the DLP in STEM subjects objectives that have been executed in secondary and primary school below MOE. There are two main points in span of control concept. The first one, is Scholar Principle. Scholar Principle is a clear line of authority from the highest to the lowest level of the organization to whom they can delegate, who can delegate with them, and to whom they are accountable to. For example, MOE have announced ke Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri JPN through Surat Perkeliling Ikhtisas Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia Bilangan 8 tahun 2018 that including the guideline of implementation of the LP in schools below MOE starting from 2018. The operational definition, school participation criteria, and the implementation of the LP are stated in this guideline. The second one is line personnel and staff personnel. Line personnel are the members are directly involved in delivering the products and services of organization like teachers and students. Teachers must implement the DLP in STEM subject to the students without any problem. Meanwhile, staff personnel is not directly involved but provides support for line personnel. For example, like parents. Parents can help by buying them books about the STEM subjects that have bilingual exercise. In this way, parents indirectly help the teachers to make sure the DLP executed successfully in all schools below MOE.
So next, let's move to decision making. Decision making is identifying process and selecting a course of alternative. In another word, action to achieve the organization goal or objective. Furthermore, it's also an indispensable component and continuously happen, such as in managing any business activities or an organization. Decision making also considered as a check and balance system. That's when the decision making ensure the organization develop in every aspect. Next, we will go to the importance of decision making. The first importance is providing unity of action. In control, it is necessary to decide how the standard will be set, how the deviation from the standard will be corrected, and so on. Then the second important is it makes an informed decision because it's important to have accurate information and understanding of the situation at hand if we want to make a good decision. So now let's move to the type, principle, and the conditions of decision making for this issue. The PPMSI issue is categorized as the non-program decision because of the unusual and unstructured problem. Next, the principle that has been chosen for this issue is to set priorities, which is to ensure teachers are ready and have expertise to teach the students efficiently. And lastly, the conditions of decision making for this issue is certainty and risk.
Today I'm going to tell you the fine concept of controlling. Controlling is a process or can be called as the instruction we give to people and can be modified according to the need and objective of the company that must be accomplished. So controlling is to ensure that what plan meet the need and the standard of the company, government plans and objective. There are 6 steps, and the first one is take corrective action and re-evaluating the standard. It is to ensure that the decision that has been made is good, but in this case, the decision has been made, the result does not provide a good encouragement from other parties such as the opposition and dissatisfaction. So what the government does because of this is they took the initiative to make a new plan that meet the standard also, and still following the main goal and the main objective in the first place. So in this case, PPMIS has been established, but it does not have a good encouragement from other parties. So what the government do is they establish a new one, which is PPPM, Plan Pembangunan Pendidikan Malaysia. Plan Pembangunan Pendidikan Malaysia is the same as the PPMIS, but it's a little different because it's more flexible. Because PPMIS is like really urge the student and the teacher to take English to teach in subject mathematics and science, but the PPPM give a decision to them to either take the English language or the Malay language. And by doing this, it satisfies both parties, student, teacher, and parents also. So this decision to establish PPPM has been to all parties. So the desired to the outcome is still achieved at the end of the time. The second step that in a step controlling is establish performance standard. This is to ensure that the goals and objectives are achieved, and there's important role in this case. In this case, is MOE is the important role. What they have done to make sure that they achieve the main goal at the end of the time. So because of the PPMF has been established, what they have done is they make a new textbook that come in dual language, which is Bahasa Melayu and also English language. This helps students to learn in both two languages and does not only learn by one language. So this gives advantage for student and also the teacher. Other than that, the example that the MOE done is the IPGM, the institute where the teacher study. In this institute, they assure and they emphasize the teacher to take English as the main language when they learn the subject mathematics and science. And by doing this, the teacher is more regular in teaching in English when they finally become a teacher in the future. And by doing this, the chance of the objective being achieved is higher because all of the decision that has been made by the government is accepted by all parties. So next part that we're going to look into is the importance of controlling in this issue. There's a lot of importance, but the one that I state here, there is four. So the first one is the government want to ensure the use of English language be applied among students from an early stage. From what we understand here, yes, English language is really important because the open up English language from an early age will make them more understanding in English more better. And by doing this could further improve the progress and abilities in students in Malaysia. And apart from that, to strengthen the use of the English language for the students and improve the understanding of the English language. This is because a high knowledge of English will open up the students of the great opportunity in the future. If they decided to continue their study abroad, so this going to take a high chance for them to pursue their dreams. And not only that, many benefits it come to the student individually. Because in a various aspects as work and in terms of communication also. If we look further, when the student in the working phase, they're going to meet a lot of students, a lot of people and various of people, including foreigners. So the English language is also important in communication with others. In this, we see that the importance of the English language in student life. Next, we're going to look into PPPM, Pelan Pembangunan Pendidikan Malaysia. Before this, PPSMI has been established when Dr. Mahathir saw that it could further improve the progress and ability of students in Malaysia. Because you see, in another country, it produces a lot of students that have many quality in themselves. So he thinks that this will further develop in the country economy. And a wise male and female student will be born. However, this decision is not easy because it faces a lot of difficulty in student and also the teacher. And not just that, the parent also look that their child is suffering because of the difficulty they face in learning English because they're not used to it. So at the end, the establishment of the PPSMI has been destroyed, has been dissolved, and has been replaced with PPPM. This solution is widely accepted by various parties because it no longer urges the student and teacher to use English as the main language. Other than that, it gives more flexibility in the context of controlling management to school in Malaysia. And lastly, there's a campaign and event that conducted by Ministry of Education to open the eyes of the parent and the student of the importance of English. And by doing this, MOE, Ministry of Education, hopeful to make all parties aware of the importance of using the English language.
Lastly, we have already came for the conclusion. So, it is important for each organization to know and use this procedure in the management properly and orderly which is we can use orderly management methods starting from the planning, organizing, decision making, and lastly, controlling. The suggestion that has been suggested by the MOE that they already have used for the PPPM, MOE can do more research on other countries that have higher achievement in education sector. We can take example from other countries that have been developed in the education sector so that we can be at same level as them. And lastly, Ministry of Education should also prioritize the voice of the students and the teachers, because the teachers and the student, who is the employee and the customer, is their priority for them to serve. That's all from me. Thank you so much, and Assalamualaikum.